25 years later, Nobita was teaching his son, Nobisuke, how to study. He wanted Nobisuke to get perfect scores on every test, just like he did as a child. Little did he know, this well-meaning lie would end up causing him some serious trouble. Nobisuke was far more mischievous than Nobita ever was. He was clearly the ringleader among his friends. Even John and Sunio's sons often got bullied by him. The only one who could keep him in line was his mother, Shizuka. As Nobisuke tried to run away, Shizuka grabbed him. "You're even naughtier than your dad was at your age," she said. "Tonight, your dad has to give you a proper lesson." Back at home, Nobita started a homeschooling session with his son. "All you do is goof off and never study," he scolded. "No wonder your grades are so bad. At this rate, you'll never amount to anything." "Were your grades good when you were my age?" asked Nobisuke. "Of course," Nobita replied proudly. "I used to get perfect scores all the time." He even pulled out his collection of perfect score test papers to show his son. Nobisuke looked at them and felt something was off. Nobita casually told him to study hard, then quickly left the room, remembering the one perfect score test he had earned as a child. Luckily, his mom had saved it so he could show off in front of his son. Nobisuke studied the papers for a long time, still feeling something wasn't right. He started searching for other test papers and stumbled upon a hand-drawn treasure map. He immediately guessed that his dad must have hidden something valuable. The only problem was, he had no idea where the thousand-year cedar tree on the map was. He reluctantly turned to the AI assistant for help. Just then, Shizuka happened to pass by, thinking her son was studying, and quietly felt pleased that her husband's lecture was working. Following the AI's guidance, Nobisuke and his friends went to the location marked on the treasure map. The three of them immediately started digging. Soon, Nobisuke noticed something unusual. He cleared the dirt and discovered something like a time capsule. Dirty and excited, Nobisuke returned home. Of course, Shizuka scolded him for getting so messy. After that, he went back to his room to study the time capsule. It required a password to open. Suddenly, Nobita walked into the room, startling his son. Seeing the time capsule behind Nobisuke, he felt like he had seen it before. Nobisuke quickly changed the subject. "You're just reading comics again. I'll tell mom in a bit." Nobita immediately tossed the comic aside. "It's just something I picked up while cleaning," he said. He was still thinking about that purple ball he had seen earlier. Then, 25 years younger Nobita and Doraemon jumped out of the time machine. The younger Nobita and Doraemon had come specifically to see how the adult Nobita would react when opening the time capsule. After a moment, adult Nobita finally remembered to leave a precious memory for his future self. He had put his favorite ramen, snacks, comics, diary, and even his zero-score test papers into the time capsule. Then he and Doraemon buried it under the thousand-year cedar in the back hill. Adult Nobita suddenly grew nervous. If Nobisuke saw those zero-score papers, his authority as a father would vanish. Doraemon reminded him, "You can't open it without the password." Adult Nobita finally relaxed, not realizing that, by sheer coincidence, Nobisuke would eventually open it. Excited, Nobisuke eagerly checked what was inside. When adult Nobita rushed in, he was speechless. His son, Nobisuke, was holding a stack of zero-score test papers, laughing until tears came. Doraemon easily entered Nobita's dream using the dream ladder. Everything in a dream is completely under the control of the dream's owner. Nobita barely thought about anything, and Doraemon immediately turned into a chubby version of himself. Doraemon told him to lure John into his dream. Then, he could take revenge however he wanted. Nobita walked down the road, carrying the dream ladder. Suddenly, he noticed a pink dream floating ahead. As he got closer, he realized it was Shizuka's dream. Unexpectedly, she was taking a bath even in her dream. Nobita was watching intently, but Shizuka noticed him. She splashed him with bathwater. Nobita decided it was better to focus on the main task. Along the way, he saw the dreams of other kids in town. All kinds of simple and beautiful visions. Nobita arrived at Sunio's house. He peeked into Sunio's dream. Sunio was having a moonlit wine date with Nobita's future wife. Dressed in a white suit, his sharp-featured face looked absolutely stunning. Shizuka sighed, saying the moon looked beautiful tonight. Sunio, being rich and arrogant, said, "Well, I'll just buy it and give it to you." Then he went outside and called Nobita out of the doghouse, telling him to figure out a way to take the moon from the sky. Seeing himself so helpless, Nobita finally lost his patience. Sunio told Nobita not to interfere in his dream. Using reverse psychology, Nobita lured him in. As soon as Sunio stepped into Nobita's dream, he turned into a little monster. By the time he tried to go back, it was too late. Now he had no choice but to obediently follow Nobita to find John. Meanwhile, John was holding a concert in his own dream. Suddenly, he heard someone shouting for him to stop singing. He turned around and saw Nobita taunting him. Nobita tried the same trick to lure John over. Unexpectedly, John threw his instrument at him. Nobita couldn't dodge in time and fell straight into John's dream. Things were in total chaos. Soon, the noise woke up Doraemon. He discovered that Nobita was having a nightmare. No matter how he called, Nobita wouldn't wake up. Doraemon had no choice but to lie down right there and enter a dream to find him. Sure enough, Nobita's dream was completely empty. Suddenly, he heard Nobita's cries for help. Nobita was being chased and constantly running from John and Sunio. Doraemon pushed the dreams of John's mom and Sunio's mom toward them, then went to the dream destroyer. He smashed their pleasant dreams. When they woke up, they thought their sons had done it. They decided to teach them a lesson. Thanks to that, Nobita was finally saved. The next morning, John and Sunio came out with dark circles under their eyes. It seemed like the two had been tortured by strange dreams all night. Shizuka accidentally swallowed her mom's 60,000 yen gemstone. After a quick discussion, the three decided to go into her stomach and retrieve it. Nobita and Doraemon climbed into a small submarine. Shizuka used the shrink ray to make it tiny, picked it up, and put it into her mouth. The two followed the passage forward, and soon saw dense black hairs. Those definitely shouldn't exist in the esophagus. The next moment, they shot out through Shizuka's nose. Turns out Nobita had taken the wrong path. Before Shizuka noticed anything, they quickly dove back in through her nostril. At that moment Shizuka felt her nose itch, and she almost sneezed. The two shouted for her to hold it in. Luckily, they broke through the nasal cavity just in time, and finally finally made it down the esophagus and into the stomach. All around them were crumbs of dried fruit. Nobita marveled at how much Shizuka must have eaten. Shizuka snapped at him to stay focused on the mission, but when she sat up, her stomach churned like a storm. Doraemon warned her to lie back down, otherwise they might never get out. Hearing that, Shizuka behaved immediately, and sure enough, their patience paid off. They spotted the gemstone up ahead. Nobita tried to grab it with a mechanical claw to pull it into the submarine, but just then, Nobita's mom walked into Shizuka's room. Shizuka panicked and sat up to greet her, and the gemstone slipped right back into her stomach. Hearing the boys yelling, Shizuka had no choice but to lie down in front of Nobita's mom, pretending nothing was wrong. Soon, Nobita and Doraemon located the gem again and successfully loaded it into the submarine. Excited, Shizuka sat straight up, which triggered another stomach quake. She quickly apologized. The submarine had already dropped into the large intestine. Dazed, Nobita didn't know what to do. Doraemon pressed the jump button, and the submarine vanished instantly, reappearing in Nobita's bathtub at home. After climbing out of the sub, they went upstairs to tell Shizuka the good news, but at her door, they found Shizuka inside, frantic with worry, completely unaware they were already out. The two immediately decided to prank her. They told her the submarine broke down and might stay inside her forever. Shizuka went pale with fear. Nobita assured her not to worry. They traveled through her small intestine, then into the large intestine, and if everything went well, they would be passed out tomorrow with the poop. Hearing that, Shizuka burst into tears. At that moment, Nobita and Doraemon walked in, telling her they were just messing with her, and returned the gemstone. Realizing she'd been tricked, Shizuka turned red with embarrassment and anger. She grabbed whatever she could reach and hurled it at them, and in the chaos, she accidentally threw the gemstone as well, straight into Nobita's mouth, and he swallowed it. Shizuka apologized, but Doraemon was the one who suffered. This time, he had to go into Nobita's stomach all by himself. Shizuka openly said that she was Nobita's wife. The two of them were inseparable, making everyone around them envious. The story actually began that very morning. That day, Nobita looked deeply troubled. He was worried that their married life might not turn out well, so Doraemon took out a couple's compatibility badge. With this gadget, they could experience their married life in advance. Nobita stuck the white badge onto himself. He planned to give the red badge to Shizuka, but because he was running too fast along the way, he accidentally lost the red badge. After searching through every pocket, Nobita suddenly felt like the sky was falling. When Doraemon found out, he was furious, but in the end, he had no choice but to take out another one. Nobita gave the badge to Shizuka as a gift. Shizuka liked it very much. After returning home, she couldn't wait to put it on. As the badge began to take effect, Shizuka immediately abandoned her studying. With a happy expression, she rushed straight to Nobita's house. When Shizuka arrived in Nobita's room, she claimed she was his wife. Hearing this, Nobita showed a mischievous look. Doraemon also had a sly grin on his face. The two sat down facing each other. Nobita kept shaking his legs nervously. Shizuka kept shifting her legs as well. It was obvious that both of them were extremely nervous. To break the awkward silence, Nobita decided to go make some tea. Shizuka stopped him. She said that kind of thing should be done by the wife. Shizuka made a cake and brewed some black tea. Doraemon, still unaware of how serious things were, ate happily. Unexpectedly, Shizuka and Nobita began feeding each other cake right in front of him. Doraemon felt completely overwhelmed by the display. Shizuka even made homemade chocolate as a symbol of love. Nobita was so touched that he acted impulsively. As things became more intense, Doraemon's face turned red from embarrassment. Not wanting to remain an awkward third wheel, Doraemon quietly left the room. Hearing the affectionate sounds coming from Nobita and Shizuka, he accidentally slipped and tumbled down the stairs. Meanwhile, the badge Nobita had lost was picked up by John. After putting it on, John made a fish-shaped chocolate. He planned to confess his feelings to Nobita. Just as Shizuka was holding onto Nobita's arm and preparing to go out, John saw the scene. Seeing how close the two were, John became furious. He angrily shouted at Shizuka, telling her not to get so close to Nobita. Shizuka said that the one Nobita loved was her. The two began fighting over Nobita. John said Shizuka was just a cute-looking girl who only liked taking baths. Shizuka retorted that John was just a tone-deaf gorilla. At that moment, Doraemon was on his way home. As the argument escalated, Nobita became the target of their attacks. Both Shizuka and John accused Nobita of playing both sides. The two joined forces and beat up Nobita. They even said he was a scumbag. Completely confused, Nobita could only take the beating. Shizuka declared that she wanted a divorce. John ran off while cursing Nobita as a jerk. Doraemon asked Nobita if his married life was already over. Nobita couldn't help but sigh and say that marriage was truly terrifying.